Good morning, friends. Welcome back to another vlog. Gosh, it's January 9th. This is the start of part 2 of my yearly reset. This is like, I've tried to start this video multiple days and it just has not happened. And I think that what I'm realizing is that I need to use January to ease into the year. And I know that sounds so silly because I did not set new goals in December, and typically in December I spend a lot of time prepping for the new year and such. It didn't happen this year and I am okay with it, but it's weird because I've kind of had the same rhythms for like 15 years now. And so when there is a year when things don't go as they normally do, it's just a little different. It's not a bad thing, but it's just a little bit different. And so I did post one yearly reset video, which I did during that week between Christmas and New Year's. It was really like the last few days of December, first few days of January, but that was as far as I got. And then I tried to start vlogging several other times, but things just came up. And so here we are. In the first full week of January, we're back to homeschool, and I don't have like a ton of time to be working on stuff, but that's what I'm doing. I am still working on easing into the new year. And I did mention this in my goals videos that for the longest time, when I used to share my goals over on my website, I would not share them until usually the middle of January, because that was when I had completed all of my prep for the year and everything like that. Over the past like 5 years, I've been trying to share earlier, but I think that I just need to kind of go back to easing into the new year. It doesn't mean that I'm not working on my goals. It doesn't mean that I'm not doing other projects. It just means that it's taking me a little bit longer to move into things, and that's okay. So some of the things that I am hoping to get to today are my home planner from Passionate Penny Pincher. If you watched the first part of my yearly reset, I did talk a lot about how I plan to use the home planner. It's mainly kind of like a dumping ground for all of my home management ideas that I will hopefully move into my common planner. However, I'm only 2 weeks into using the common planner and I'm already feeling the desire to go back to my EC products. I want to make it work in one planner, but and the common planner is amazing and it's so flexible, but it's almost a little bit too flexible for me. It just flexible in the feel of the cover and everything, as well as in the pages. I'm unsure. I think I will probably try and do another week. I think I'm going to film another weekly plan with me for next week and see how I'm feeling, but I don't know. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff that I want to track in the common planner for home management, for health and wellness, and I think that I could probably manage to do that in my Erin Condren planner. So if I don't use the common planner, I have already used all of the notes pages in my Erin Condren weekly planner. Now I do have the A5 daily planner, but that doesn't really have any notes pages in it. I can set up the weekly projects the way that I did for the last half of 2024. I'll leave that video linked if you're interested in how I set that up in my daily duo for the last half of 2024. So I can do that, and then I can continue to use the home planner as a reference, but I was kind of just trying to move everything into the common planner, but it's almost too much transferring of stuff. And like, do I really need to do it in 2 places, or can I just have the home planner as a catch-all for home management stuff and write out my normal lists and just use it as a reference? I'm not sure. So I think that's part of the reason that I'm struggling so much this year, is because I am trying to move into this whole new system, and there are a lot of parts of this system that I want to include, and it's just not working as well as I had hoped, partly because I just don't have the time to do those setup pages. So anyways, I have my financial planner that I need to set up, which is my monthly planner. I do all of my banking, like my budget and stuff, in Excel, and I have reporting in Excel, but my spend tracking I do in a monthly Erin Condren planner. I went on a whole tirade about trying to move into a digital system like the last half of 2024, which did not work. And so I'm back to spend tracking in my monthly Erin Condren planner, but I need to get my spend categories I have like a whole printable set that I sell on my website if you're interested, but I use those printables in my monthly planner, and so I need to print them out and on sticker paper and then get them into the planner and get all of that stuff set up. So that's where we're at. It's 10 o'clock. The kids are doing school. Lucy's taking a break. She hasn't done math yet, but that's the last thing that she has on her list. I just got out of the shower, which is when my hair is all crazy. I have my live stream this afternoon, so that will give me a good amount of time to get some work done, regardless of how the rest of the morning goes. I'm going to make myself some breakfast, get the kitchen cleaned up, and try and get the dailies done, my dailies, and then we'll see. I haven't even planned out the day because I just don't like doing my daily lists in the Common Planner. It's weird. I don't know why I don't like it. I don't necessarily want the daily duo and the weekly planner, but I don't know if I just want to move back to like a notepad where I just write my lists or what I want to do. So anyways, that's where we're at. This is a really long intro to my vlog. Okay, so I printed out my spend tracking. I actually printed it out several times because I ended up printing this on my laser printer because my DeskJet printer, this one right here, kept making it crooked, which was driving me insane. It's black and white, so it doesn't matter. I can use the laser printer instead, and that works well. So I just need to cut this out, and then I'm going to put the different colors and categories on here. I do also have a financial year at a glance. I don't need that because I have the 12 boxes in the monthly planner, which is where I will put my year at a glance. I will use some label stickers, some month label stickers. Then the other printable that I have is a debt list, but I actually keep that in Excel with some other reporting stuff, so I don't need to print that out. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to just go through and do all of my colors, and then stick this sticker sheet. It's just one of those full page Avery label stickers, and I just reduced the size so that it fits in my 7x9 monthly planner. Obviously if you have an 8.5 by 11 planner, it would fit, you know, just regular printer paper size. Jack and Emma are playing on the piano right now, and Lucy is finishing up her math over there. So that's where we're at. I did clean up the kitchen and got my breakfast made, so that was good. And I'm going to have to make lunch for everybody shortly. I kind of eat at weird times of the day. I tend to eat my first meal around 10, and the kids eat breakfast at like 8, and then eat lunch at noon, and then I'm hungry again early in the afternoon. Then I make dinner. I wish that I could adjust my meal times, and I think I mentioned this a long time ago. When I was in high school, I had my lunch at 10:10 a.m. That was my lunch period for all 4 years of high school. And so I got used to that, and I wouldn't eat breakfast before I went to school. I just got something at 10 o'clock and ate then. And then when I would get home from school at 2, I would eat. And that continued through college just based on my class schedule and when I was working and everything. And so when I graduated from college, I didn't want to take a lunch break because I wasn't hungry at lunchtime. I always ate like a mid-morning snack, and that has continued and it has followed me. And I really do feel like that's why I just don't eat at normal meal times. Even when I was in middle school, my lunch period was like 10:45. So it's very strange, public school lunches. And that has continued through my adulthood. Could I eat earlier? Perhaps, but I'm just not hungry. So anyways, but my kids will be hungry at lunchtime. And yeah, so I'm going to try and do the color coding and get the month label stickers on the financial planner, and then make lunch. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is first I'm going to put the label stickers on these 12 boxes in my Erin Condren monthly planner. This is where I am going to keep track of all of my big financial things that need to happen throughout the year. And this is also going to coordinate with the home planner from Passionate Penny Pincher, because Let me see if I can find the place. So this dream big home project list, as well as financial goals, all of this stuff, after I brainstorm and talk to my husband about everything, I put things into particular months here. It's also a place where I keep track of bigger purchases, like when we need to register our car, when we need to pay homeowners insurance, car insurance, when we buy pellets or oil for the year, those types of things, homeschool curriculum, all of that stuff, I kind of just make a little list here. And then if there are big home projects that I have come up with, or, like last year we went on vacation, I will write that in on the month that it will come due. And then I just am always aware of these things. For me, because I've been writing lists and keeping track of things like this for so long, once I write it down, it is a good organization method for me. It's a good capture method for me, and it lets me not think about it, but it also reminds me in the time that I need to revisit it. It's the same reason that I write down my goals in, on paper instead of just having a digital file, because it just keeps things at the forefront of my mind. It allows me to let go of the constant reminder, oh, I have to do this, but it also allows me to kind of remember things a little bit better. It's the same with my weekly planning. When I write out my plan for the week, I don't necessarily have to refer to it because it's kind of solidified in my brain. I mean, I can refer to it because I've written it down, but I just kind of have a good understanding of when things are happening because I write them down. So I'm going to do label stickers first. I've been using these Jack font label stickers from Planner Kate, and I just don't know if I want to use these or these for this section. I think I'm actually going to use these. I love to buy these Celebrate sticker books, and in fact I have the new one here, but I don't like this as much. It's a little bit harder for me to read than the ones with the white background, but anyways. So I'm gonna put these stickers on, and then I just have to remind myself that they don't go exactly in order. Okay, so those are done, and I'm not going to do any other decorating on this page at the moment. And I'm also not going to fill in the projects because I just don't know them yet, because I have not done that step in my home planner, which is the next thing that I really need to focus on after this. Then this is my spend tracking, and I just reduced the size and I need to cut it out. I'm actually not sure where I'm going to put this. So last year what I did was I have a year at a glance printable as well, and I put that here, and it had the 12 months, but because we have some bigger projects, I didn't want to do that this time. And then I had this right here with my spend tracking categories, but now I don't have room, and this is typically where I put my budget. But do I need to have that? This is my reporting. I don't really want to put it here. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily print out my budget this year and put it in here, or maybe I won't for the first month anyways, because yeah, I don't know. Okay, and I should be using my paper cutter, but I don't have that up here at the moment, so I'm just not going to use it. Could this be straighter? Absolutely. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. But it will fit there just fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go through, and for most of these colors, I use these mild liner highlighters, but when I bought the mild liners, I did not get a big enough package with enough colors, so I also have some Erin Condren dual tip highlighters in here. I don't even know if these are still available, but these are the ones that I've been using for a few years now, and so that's what we're going to do again. I'm me see, it might be easier if I put them in order. Okay, why do I have them in this order? I don't know, but this is the order that I came up with, and so this is the order that I'm used to. And I'm just going to go through and highlight the little box here, and then I will write in the label. And I've already messed up, but that's okay. These are not super, super neat. Could I make them neater? Absolutely, but I just want to have the colors on here, and that's good enough for me. And these colors are just, they're really just, I just grabbed whatever colors I had. But the categories, so the categories that I have here are the things that I want to track and keep an accounting for. It does not mean that you have to have these categories. You can create your own categories. In fact, I would recommend that you create your own categories because, you know, each family's budget is going to be different. It really depends on your individual family, what you want to keep track of. And some of the things that I sort out, you may not. For instance, I have a household and a homestead category. So the household is for things like bins and baskets, it's, you know, toilet paper and paper towel and cleaning supplies. And then the homestead stuff are bigger home projects. It's the garden. It is, you know, chickens and other suburban farm stuff. So they're two different categories for me. And, you know, you may not need to keep track of how much you're spending on chicken feed and whether or not it makes sense to keep chickens or whatnot. I have a homeschool category, which has some of our subscriptions in it, as well as, you know, homeschool curriculum, specific books, all of that kind of stuff. I have a groceries category, but then I also have an eating out category, and I have an entertainment category, and I have a holiday category. So holiday food goes in the holiday category. Eating out just goes in the eating out category. And that's just how it works for us. Some things like my Kindle Unlimited subscription goes into entertainment. Is it a necessary expense? Well, I kind of feel like it is, but no, it's not. I could definitely get rid of that. It would be really sad for me, but I could, you know, so it really just depends. Holidays, we celebrate a lot of holidays and they all cost a good chunk of money. So understanding how much I'm spending on those things, especially when it comes to holiday food, because a lot of the holiday celebrations that my family participates in are really centered a lot around food. And that's just how it is for us, but not everybody is going to be that way. You know, maybe you just want to keep track of presents, or maybe you want to have a separate birthday category. I lump birthdays and holidays in together. Not everybody will do that. So it really just depends on your particular needs. If you're just starting out, you know, you can kind of look at the previous month and categorize things. But the reason that I do this is so that I have a good understanding of like really nitty-gritty details of how much we're spending. And I know a lot of people could care less about that. For instance, my husband really could care less about how much we spend on kids' miscellaneous stuff versus clothes versus whatever. So, but I like to have all of that data, and it helps me because I am, you know, the primary purchaser of things in our home. So if I need to adjust the budget, it's easier for me when I know, okay, well, this is how much we're spending in groceries. Is there a way to reduce that? Or is that just how it's going to be. Now, I have not used this Papermate Flare pen on these highlighters yet. I don't know if it's going to smudge or bleed or anything, or feather, but probably should have tried that first. Anyways, okay. Oh, it looks good. Another thing is personal versus wellness. Wellness is more vitamins or specialty tests, supplements, the gym, exercise equipment, sneakers for Emma because she runs a lot. And that is different from personal, which is like personal care products, you know, shampoo and conditioner and those types of things. Those could also go under household, but it's just how I like to categorize things. Okay, so that is done. So I will bullet all of the different things in here that go in these categories, or just generalizations, so that I have access to that. I know, but like if my husband asks what category something is in, I can refer to this or he can refer to it. And that is just another step. So the next part is going to be the home planner. And I know I did touch on this a lot in my last yearly reset video. I am going to most likely be working on that during my live stream, which is in another hour and a half. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from this stuff right now, or maybe I will think about things a little bit. I'm just not sure. Actually, what I do need to do is stick this in the planner, which I didn't do. So I have to do that and then probably bullet out those different things underneath these categories. So I've set up all of my budget stuff in Excel, and I've done all of my reporting stuff in there. So that's all done, which is nice. It makes life a little bit easier. And then I just update that throughout the month. Oftentimes on my live stream day, I will update all of the finances. When I first started spend tracking, I was doing it daily because it was something that I wanted to make sure that I had a really good handle on what was being spent each day. And it was mainly because in the past 5 years, the cost of everything has increased so much. I mean, it's just insane to think of how much we were spending in 2019 versus what we're spending now in 2025. And so I really had to go through and update all of my budget categories because what I was budgeting was not even remotely realistic anymore for cost of things. I mean, everything has increased. I'm sure if you run a household, you also see that. So I was keeping track of every single thing every single day to make sure that we were not having any extra purchases, that I was just on top of everything. And that was very helpful for me. So if you don't do spend tracking and you are trying to work on financial goals this year, I definitely would recommend it. Is it tedious? Absolutely. But once you start to see where your money is going each month, and then, I mean, if you're a nerd like I am, taking the time to do some reporting and percentages of how much you're spending in specific categories versus your income, it's really eye-opening. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick this in the planner, write out those little ideas underneath each category for the categories that I need to do that in, and then I might start to brainstorm a little bit in the home planner, but I also might just sit down and rest a little bit before my live stream. I kind of have to plan out what I'm going to chat about in my live stream because I do talk a little bit about goals and my reading update for the week. So things are going well, and I feel like I am getting the stuff done that I need to. So I'm still considering on the planner stuff. I felt really good about going into the year with the Common Planner, and I was so excited, and now I'm like not as excited, so we'll see. Okay guys, so it is about 2:10 right now, and I just finished editing my week of daily plans video for Monday, so that will already be up when this video goes up. So I will leave it linked if you're interested. It was the first week of daily plans in my Common Planner, and as I was going through watching that video as I was editing it, I realized that I don't know if I really want to use the Common Planner this year. I was so excited, And I like the idea of it, but I think that it's hard for me with the type of paper it is. It's very, very thin. I mentioned both in my weekly plan with me and the week of daily plans that you can't fold it in on itself, but somebody commented and said that you can, which you can, although it's different than if it's a coil binding and you're folding it. But yeah, I'm just not sure if all of the things that I want to track are A, necessary, and B, I need to have them in multiple places. I think that is the big thing, because like I want to have, you know, my monthly checklist, but I'm going to be writing it in my home planner. Is there a need for me to transition that into the common planner? I've already put it in my Erin Condren planner, so there's that. It does kind of need to be updated. I do have some rhythms and stuff in my Erin Condren planner as well, although I don't refer to those note sections a lot. I don't know. What happens is, I feel like this has happened the past 3 years as I've gotten into January. First, with the Passionate Penny Pincher Home Planner, I tried to transition to planning just in that. And that was a few years ago, realizing that it's more of a reference tool for me than a planner tool for me. And then last year, I did try to use the B6 size common planner. I really liked that planner, but it was a little too small for my weekly plan. And if I'm going to have a planner that has both a weekly and daily in it, I needed it to be bigger. And so when they came out with a B5 planner this year, I thought, yes, that is it. I need that. I think it's too big. And that's really funny because I absolutely love my B5 Lightstrom notebooks, but these are a lot thinner than the common planner. And the pages kind of curl up when I'm writing on them. And I don't know, anyways, I'm complaining a lot at the moment. But I have a few minutes before my live stream starts. I'm going to make myself some coffee, finish exporting my video, and then get going on my live stream. And during that time, I am going to work on home project planning, as well as my brain dump notebook, which is just a little A5 Lightstrom notebook. So that is the plan. I'm excited to chat with my members. Okay guys, so I just finished my live stream and I actually got quite a bit done. It was more on the big home projects and not so much like on my monthly cleaning list or my seasonal items that I need to do. That's stuff that I'm still going to be working on. And I was kind of talking to everybody about my woes with the common planner. And I think that maybe I'm just trying to make it into too many things. And the idea of it is great. And honestly, it probably would all fit in the common planner, but I just don't think that it's realistic that A, I need to track everything, and B, that I need to take things out of all of the other planners that I typically use and put them in this common planner. For instance, in the common planner, there is space for a vision board. And while I have not finished my vision boards, my idea was to tape in some extra pages so that I have like a mini vision board for each goal. I have 6 goals this year, but there's also space in the power sheets that I can do that. And so I don't necessarily need to do that in there. All of my health tracking and stuff, I can continue to do that in my daily duo, which is what I've been doing for the past several months. I can continue using the notes pages in my EC planners as they have been for the past, I don't know, I think I started using the new Erin Condren planner back in May, getting it set up in May. And so I could, you know, go back to using that as well. I don't know. I've got to think about it a little bit more, but I think that that's part of the block as to my yearly reset and getting into a good rhythm for 2025, because I'm trying to add too many new things. I think that might be it. So I'm feeling good about things. Obviously, I didn't do nearly as much as I wanted to today. I wanted to finish doing all of the home management stuff, but I made quite a bit of progress, so I do feel good about that. I'm going to wrap up the vlog here. It's starting to get dark out. I have my light on, but it is starting to get dark out outside, and then the film quality will go down very quickly. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and kind of listening to my rambling as I ease into the new year. I think that I've said this several times, that I chose the word create for my word of the year, but I really also am leaning into slow. And I want to take care of my health, and I want to focus on wellness this year. And a lot of that is creating new rhythms that are healthy rhythms that are not constantly working and doing and productivity, which is a little bit challenging for me because I just like those things. I like projects, I like being productive. And it's not necessarily, physical work unless I'm organizing or decluttering or whatnot, but it's a lot of mental energy and reducing the mental load, decision fatigue, all of that stuff just really takes a toll on me. It takes a toll on all of us. And so I think that I kind of need to get back to the basics a little bit with my planning, with my systems, and that's just going to take some trial and error. Probably over the course of the entire year, if we're being honest, but expecting myself to be able to jump right back in January, I think was unrealistic for what I have planned and what I want to try out. Not that I wanted to do all of the things, but I did feel as though I should have been more prepared for the start of the year than I have been. So that's where we're going to leave off today. Tomorrow is our screen-free day. It's the first screen-free day that we will have had since before Thanksgiving. So we will see how that goes. I want to really adhere to those. In fact, I posted a homeschool update video last week, which I will leave linked for you if you're interested. And I talked a lot about how I want to really make sure that I'm focusing on those 2 days, our passion project day and our screen-free day, and implement those in a good way. So we will see. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye guys.